Go. And we're outside and live, guys. I stay out. So I do my stream outside. At around 8:30, the sun's gonna set. So we're just gonna enjoy the outdoors. All the cats are outside. And even Muskogee is outside. Surprised at that. I hope you guys are doing well out there. I hope life's not dragging you down. I'm Rock Queen 71 coming at you live from my headquarters in Rocklahoma. It's Thursday. And I hope you're having a terrific Thursday. I know I am. You know, I haven't gotten any sleep for the past couple nights. I don't know why. I think it's because I'm so focused on the revamping or rebuilding my stream and stuff. And my back. And my back too. I know Jen's worried about me because he's like, you know, you haven't been to bed yet. Yeah, I know. I know. I know. And I see happy faces and hearts and hi, how you doing? Thanks for dropping by my stream. So you're a Minecraft player? Have you seen the movie with Jack Black? Sure. Yeah, you've seen it? Did he do that duck jockey? Every time they said duck jockey, everybody just went wild and stuff. Were you a part of that? Kids today, I swear. Yeah. I'm originally from Jersey, and they actually shut down a movie theater in Washington, New Jersey, because the kids were terrible. Yeah. And they wouldn't let the kids in either, unless they had a parent with them or something. But they still did it. So what? You have to take your fish on a walk. What kind of fish is it? A catfish? is it a mud guppy? How about that? You want to hear a dirty joke? I know. Wait. You want to hear a dirty joke? I know you do. All right. So the dirty joke is the pig fell in the mud. That's the dirty joke. The pig fell in the mud. Got you back. What's my goal? My goal is to help people. That's the only reason why I stream. I don't do this for the money. I don't do this for the fame. I do this to help people. Because I've been in recovery from crack and heroin since 2004, alcohol since 2011. And I'm still human. I'm still human. I go through depression, anxiety, panic attacks. I have pain issues. What? That was a punchline! Minecraft, meet my husband. Why are you so sorry? That was a punchline, honey. The pig fell in the mud. Watch YouTube ban me for that. Oh, she said a dirty joke. Oh, and they'll just misconstrue it and ban me. So Minecraft, this is my husband, Jim. Jim, this is Minecraft. Jim's at work. And I think he's slightly surprised that I'm outside. I haven't been to bed yet. I don't know what's going on with me. You know? I think I'm so hyped up for you know, rebuilding my stream and everything. You know? And I have all these ideas in my head. And I keep writing them down, and then I go, it's like, oh, I'm going to go to bed, I'll have a cigarette, and then I'll go back to the studio and work on more stuff. You know? So, I hope to get some sleep soon. But it's nice out here. You know? I'm glad to see green. Hi, Jacob. How's it going? Thanks for dropping by my stream. How are you today? Honey, if you're still on, you have to really mow this weekend because the grass is getting high. Oh, thank you. Yeah. Well, about 2 months ago, this area, we had a wildfire. I live in Oklahoma. I'm originally from Jersey. Everybody meet my husband, Jim. Auto Parts. Minecraft, Jacob. See, I remember all your names. But anyway, about 2 months ago, this whole place was on fire, and we were that close to losing the place. So it's good to see green. But the neighbor down that way lost everything. And he's in his 70s. He's a Vietnam vet. He's lived in this community for like forever. And he lost everything. I can't see. Oh, yeah. I'll be honest with you. I was in shock. I mean, I survived Superstorm Sandy, a couple of tornadoes, and yes, they do have tornadoes in Jersey every so often. Not much. Floods, okay? But this was a whole different, you know. I'm going to want to wish this on my worst enemy, to tell you the truth. But we were just lucky. I joked about this with my husband. I said, I bet you his mother, that passed away a couple of years ago, went up to God saying, you better not, you better save our property. Don't let them lose everything. We've had that property in for years. Like that. You know what I mean? But we were lucky. Yeah, depression does suck, and that's why you have to talk to people. You can always come on here and talk to me. I go through a lot of depression. I'm on medication. I feel like the medication makes things worse because a lot of antidepressants makes you gain weight. you know. But, that's why you have to have a good support team. Like maybe your family or your friends or whatever. But like I said, you can always come on here and talk to me. You tried? Wait, sorry. Yeah, and that can be stressful too. Looking for a new job. Just keep the faith. Just keep on keeping on. What kind of medication were you on? Ativan? Like, did they put you on benzos? I can't see with these glasses on. It's terrible. I've been in recovery for a long time, and sometimes when the doctor gives me medication, I'm very hypersensitive, and I'm like, I can't take it. I can't take it because it sets me off. Like, I'm not going to go back to using again, but I tell the doctor right away, I don't like the feeling, Started with wait a minute, hold on. Oh. Effexor? Effexor. That's ECC, so Effexor. I think it was Effexor because, yeah. actually put me on a low dose of medication too. But like with my back pain, uh, when you take medication, you grow tolerance for the medication, so they raise it up. You know, and that's what I don't like. I want to be on the lowest dose as possible. You know, and sometimes, and my husband will tell you this, that sometimes he has to remind me about my medication. Uh, well, they can give you medication for side effects, you know, but, sometimes you feel like a guinea pig, right? They put you on all these medications, or even the new ones, you know. But they say that after a while, antidepressants don't work anyway. You know. Tell you the truth, I don't even trust the medication anymore from the pharmaceutical companies. New Jersey is the pharmaceutical capital of the world. That's why a lot of people from Jersey are on Prozac. I'm glad I got out of that state when I did. I think things will change. I would like to get in a more positive relationship too. What, with your girlfriend? Well, many problems cause a lot of stress in relationships and marriage and stuff. Cheers. Yeah, yeah. We're the armpit of the union, okay? We're so corrupt. Senator Mendez just got, like, I think 11 years. So he's going to die in prison, and his wife's going to die in prison too. Good for them. They deserve it. That's how, I'm so proud to be a Jersey girl, okay? You can ask my husband, like, every time we go out, if I talk to people, oh, I'm from Jersey, I'm from Jersey, I'm from Jersey. you know? But I'm glad I got out of that state when I did. All thanks to my husband. Yep. I mean, don't get me wrong. I miss some parts of Jersey and my friends or whatever and stuff. Alright? But it's got so bad with Governor Murphy and, yeah. I feel at home here. Okay? In Hicksville, Oklahoma. And I say that in an endearing way. Okay? There's parts of Oklahoma that are woke. Like Oklahoma City. And now I think Tulsa's beginning to be Democratic. Or, all right, we're not gonna. We can talk politics and we can just, you know, chew the fat. Okay. But yeah, I love it here. You know, I was in a heavy metal band back in the '80s. I was a drummer, and we used to go to like the country fair, county fair up in Sussex. You know, in a very rural area like this. I used to love it. I was like a city girl with country attitude. I was in the closet, you know what I mean, with the country part. Yeah. I love my cows too. I have like if you see in my studio, I have a whole bunch of cows. So yeah, I love it out here. Excuse me. Yeah. Where are you from, by the way? Inquiring minds want to know. Excuse me. Wow. Everybody's so laid back. East New York. Where? Wait. All right. East New York. Long Island. Oh, I'm telling you, the sunsets here are, and we're live again. Uh, Upper New York State. I was born in Warwick. Do you know where Warwick is? In Orange County, by Middletown, New York. I actually played up there at the Orange County Speedway with my band. And my father actually raced there. And actually, all right, hold on. Actually, I raced go-karts too up in New York State in Cuddleback. I was thinking, oh, here the weather gets crazy. It sometimes if it's like 32 degrees out, like in the winter, and then the next day it's like up to 70 degrees. I thought Jersey weather was weird. Yes, and magnesium too. I was on vitamin D for a while, and those are like horse pills. Oh, here comes Junior. Junior, come on. Well, a lot of people in Seattle, like in Washington State and Oregon, take a lot of vitamin D because of the weather. You know? I can't. I swear I can't see. But magnesium is also good for your back pain. Like your, you know. I don't go out that much because of my back pain. I can hardly walk, and that's why I've gained so much weight. You know. I went to the doctor like a couple, right? And of course, they and I made a milestone. I'm so proud of myself. Yeah. Not I'm 249. When I moved here about 10 years ago, I was a lot thinner. A lot. I'm still hot. I'm still, I got my swagger. But you know what I mean? It's terrible. When my husband and I we plan for something to maybe go out for a ride or maybe out to eat or whatever, it's like, oh, I can't because of my back. You know. Right now, my back is at a terrible level. I'm actually surprised at that because I haven't been sleeping either. Well, if you surround yourself with good people, honey, you can do it. Do something special for yourself. You're having a hard time, like being stressed out about finding work or whatever. Do something for yourself. And hang around with the winners. Don't hang around with the losers. They'll pull you right down. I have a higher self-esteem and a lot of self-respect. But when it comes to my weight, I'm like, I hate it. You know? Everything's a process. Everything. You just have to take it one step at a time. You know? Alright, wait, alright. Yeah, the isolation was horrible for me. Was at home working a lot for a bit and then it was totally different. I understand that. I understand that. My husband thinks like our house is a prison for me because I don't know anybody around here. Well, I do, but they're addicts. Okay, I don't know if you heard that, but yeah. So he goes to work. I'm home. I don't have a driver's license yet because I still have to get my birth certificate from New York State. You know. What? Alienated? I can't. Alienated? By who? You said you were in a relationship, right? if you're alienated by a person in the relationship you're in, and I only give suggestions, I don't give advice. You really need to, you know, think about yourself. You know what I mean? I feel shy in public getting back out and about. Were you that? I'm going to ask you this. I'm going to ask you this. Were you that way during the pandemic? Like before the pandemic, were you like going out a lot, enjoying your life and whatever, and then the pandemic hit, everything just changed? No, it's pretty much the same thing. It's pretty much the same thing. Self respect. But if you don't love yourself, you're not going to give yourself self care. You know what I mean? I think for me, it's finding the right work match too. Well, what kind of work do you do? I work. I work, but it's in the studio. You know, my husband's the breadwinner. But like I said, I don't do this for money. I only come on here to help people and all that stuff, and my revamp, my whole stream is gonna be totally different, and I think that's why I can't sleep, and my mind's just like, "Ooh." But what kind of work do you do? Excuse me. Restaurant, retail, all sorts of stuff. I want to try car sales or real estate or something. Or, well, you have to for real estate. You have to go to school, and for anything with car sales or like with insurance salesman, whatever. Uh, you really have to be a people person. You have to have people skills. I used to. I'll tell you something. Uh, I used to work for Sears in Rockaway, New Jersey. They don't have it anymore. They shut it down. But at that time, I worked in shoe sales, and I was a top-notch shoe salesperson. I made good commission. You know what I mean? Well, they have a lot of online colleges out there. Thanks for the hearts, by the way. I appreciate that. But education is a lot of money too nowadays. You know? But if you have the money, go for it. You know? Hell, you can learn about a lot of things on YouTube. You know? My husband learned how to play the guitar on YouTube. I learned a lot of stuff about streaming on YouTube. Didn't cost me a dime. except for the AI stuff. That, like, if you feel like you can go back to school and all that, go for it. You know, and when you finish school, you'll feel accomplished and you'll feel better about yourself. I need to make some money for sure. I think that bothers me too. Well, everybody's stressed about money nowadays. But now, I don't know if you heard this, but uh, Trump signed a bill with about how they have no tax on tips or no tax on overtime, nothing. So, but still, it's ridiculous when you go to the grocery store and you get like what, maybe 10 things or 7 things, and it's like $80. And food, like food for the pets, is ridiculous. This is going so fast. Oh. My husband has a good job. He's been working there for 20 years. We're comfortable, but we still have to watch our money. Well, that's still full time. Do you get benefits? I mean that they still consider 20 hours full time. Now, a lot of people don't realize that. That's how they get away with certain things. But a lot of these stores, like the retail stores, like J.C. Penney's, Sears, Macy's, Kmart, whatever, they're all shutting down because of the internet and because of the high cost of the rental space they're in and everything. I mean, you go into town and you see these mom and pop stores are all shut down, and then you have a Walmart like right down the road. That's why the mom and pop shops just shut down. Or it's like Amazon. It's either Walmart or Amazon, and Walmart, their prices are skyrocketing and stuff. I tell my husband and stuff to go to, Reese's, which is a local grocery store here, right? Because it's a lot cheaper than go to Walmart. But, well, now there's that other cat. Junior! Junior. Do you have pets? We have 4 cats. Well, actually, we have like 6. we have like, we're not crazy cat people and stuff. My sister-in-law, who passed away about a couple years ago, she was a crazy cat lady. That's where we got our cats from. But we have 4 cats, and there's like we have 300 in the house, I think, and we have like raccoons, possums, and we even have armadillos. Yes, armadillos. And I actually touched one. I was like, oh, I touched an armadillo. Love animals. I miss working at the horse farm. That was fun too. A lot of work, but rewarding. Yeah, and uh, they can sense your fear. They can sense how you're feeling and everything. It's amazing. It's like, dogs. They can sense what you're going through too. And even cats. I'll tell you a story about horses. My friend Debbie, okay, this is back in Jersey, by the way. Uh, she used to be my running partner at times, okay? Like I said, I've been off crack and heroin since 2004, alcohol since 2011, okay? And so we used to hang out and get high, alright? She had 2 horses. 2. And she used to take him up to Sussex County Fair and everything to, ride him and everything. Well, she was trying to breed them. Alright? The one horse was Aztec. Real beautiful painted horse, right? And the other one was Pretty Girl. And they did, have a little pony or a fawn, right? And she couldn't compete because there was something wrong with her leg. So, I guess that got her frustrated or whatever, but I went up there because I didn't see her for a while, okay? She was on the run, if you know what I mean. So we went up there to the stables, right? And the owner came, and she said, "Do you know where Debbie is?" I haven't seen her in months. I don't know. She said, "Well, if you see her, she owes us, I guess, $7,500 because that's where she kept the horses, right? You have to pay rent to keep them there." She lost the horses. That's what addiction does. And I used to ride them too. I used to love Aztec. Beautiful horse. Oh my God. But anyway. Yeah, armadillos. Out here. And also we have like turtles too. I haven't seen the turtle around and stuff. But yeah. But I'm taking video. This is what I do at night. We have trail cams. I actually want trail cams, more of them, right? I leave food out for the raccoons and for the possums, okay? And sometimes I'll leave the door ajar, right? Because if I open it, the raccoons are just gonna, run like hell, right? So I leave the door ajar. And around, I guess, well, they come at different times and stuff, but usually it's around like 10, 11, 12, right? So I get them a scoop of food on a paper plate. I put it on the steps along with the water. So I'll be watching, like, say, some TV, YouTube, whatever. I'll be working on something on my computer, right? So when I get up, I go to the back porch and to see if they're there. Well, guess what? They are. And I think they're getting used to me. Excuse me. I think the one is. Okay? I think the one is. But sometimes, like, if our cats are out there, like Pawnee will sit in her certain spot, whatever, it's like they're all family. They don't fight with each other or nothing. Raccoon seems wild to me. They can be friendly, but little bit.